Could probably go larger, but I don't really feel like it. I don't know. It's kind of nice down here. It's comfy, warm. A little empty, but you know, I mean, hey, that's whatever. Yes, right? Yeah, no. No idea what that's supposed to be. I don't know. Wait, can I get away with it? There? Close enough. Okay. It's always harder with just chatting streams. It's like, the hell do I talk about before, you know, getting to sort of main topics, I guess? Kind of, sort of. But, like, realistically, it's called yapping for a reason. Slightly directed yapping. I didn't change the light notification for Twitch, but who cares? No one follows that anyway. No one clicks on that. Doesn't matter. It serves as more of a, hey, they're live thing than a, like... Really, what did I have? Directed fox noises. One can only hope. One can only hope. Moderately directed, at least. Moderately directed fox noises. Right, because yeah. It's been a week. Like it's been an entire week. That's how time works. It continues moving towards. Really don't want it to. Not prepared at all. It's a great time. Ultimately, I do care about my ears clipping, but not a ton. And again, I do tend to do that a lot. Which means, you know, clip. It is what it is. Small price to pay for fox ears, I suppose, but still a price. Be nice to. I just don't think there's really no solution. I am somewhat limited by the fact that I made the chat box so big. No. That's of a third size. I don't know. Not the most important, I guess, but things that I think about. What would I do with it? Because, like, it's mostly just thrown off by the fact that the background is, you know, 2D. It's just flat. There's no added depth to it. It's just. Well, I mean, it's like 3 layers, I think, actually. But, you know, the point is, it doesn't look like a room with shading done in a ways to make it appear as though it actually has more depth. So it just looks weird. I end up looking slightly small. It's not small. I haven't figured out a solution yet. I even need a solution, but you know, I like thinking about stuff like that. Which is how we got to the topic that we will eventually touch on. Magic systems. I know, they're cool. But before that, gotta clean house or keep house. Put notes up on the fridge. I don't know. Take your pick. Yes, I'm very aware it's been 2 weeks since I said I was working on the video. Well, see, funny thing about that. I changed my mind as to what I was doing. Thanks, ADHD. But yeah, it is quite literally that simple. I spent too long trying to make the like 15 minutes of footage that I had for sort of War Thunder. No, wrong right product. Valorant work. Because it's still got the same idea behind it, but it's a little different. I also had like a couple dozen, half dozen, realizations as to like what I actually want to do persona-wise, I guess. Ultimately, the goal is still to be me, but to be like, you know, the heck even actually is my personality. Turns out it's very sarcastic and somewhat introspective. Surprise. To me, at least. Not really. But sometimes you just need to say these things out loud, and they don't click until you do. I think that's a normal experience. I'm not actually entirely sure, but I don't exactly have a large sample size to pull, so, you know. I don't know. Fox, and I'd say Fox girls make do, but no, realistically, Fox girls like make it work but complain about it the entire time because it's really inconvenient and annoying. I'm self-aware. It's something that I am. I don't think I was going to touch on. I don't remember now. Oh. Yay. Anyway. I now have like an hour of Umamusume footage to play around with. I haven't... Okay, so if you've never thought about how VTubing works when it comes to recording videos and whatnot, you're gonna learn something today. So let's say you were doing non-VTubing recording, right? If you didn't have a camera, then it's really, really easy and straightforward. So you just need to have your microphone if you want to have live commentary. Live commentary, because it's done at the time, but it's technically recorded. Anyway, not the point. If you want to do it with a video of yourself, you just have a video camera, which you can plug into the wall, or it can be powered through your PC. This does not apply to VTubing. Because the nature of recording stuff means that unless you're, you know, really practiced, you tend to need to do multiple takes. Now, you know that, well, maybe most PCs with like USB-C could actually charge the phone from their PC. I don't know. Wouldn't that... Why is there a fish? I see, this makes sense. Hello, base. Oh no, what was I talking about? Right. Oh, also slightly larger still. Is that small? I'm getting distracted. Okay, so my PC being the wonderful piece of machinery that it is, can't charge at the same time. Also, I haven't tried USB again because it didn't work before. Well, Wi-Fi, which was apparently like a corrupted file or something, maybe. So that might work now. But no, because of the name of the emote, which is Saba Ping. Makes sense. But yeah, so I can't. I need to have my phone plugged into my PC, which means I can't plug it into a charger so that it charges while streaming, so that it would go longer. Which makes recording slightly complicated if I want to do live recording. I tend to do post commentary. I laptop stream? No. Thankfully I do not do that. I don't want to think about what trying to do streaming as a VTuber from a laptop would do to the poor thing. That sounds horrendous. Like, I know laptops have gotten more powerful, but they're still laptops, so that's a lot of heat, as Joker can attest to. He spent a long time recently playing Minecraft on a laptop because, yeah. Oof. 70 sheets of drywall. Oh, that's... Good job, I guess. It's good job. You did it. Surely we'll have to unload another 70 sheets of drywall at some point, so, like, I mean, you know, just don't worry about it. It's over. It's done. Doesn't solve the whole not getting to nap part, I guess, technically, but I don't hold power of the space-time continuum, so I can't really help with that. Sorry. My condolences. For once, I haven't forgotten the topic I was talking about, so we'll get to that eventually. Can we... Hello? Face tracking? Please no. Hello, Vertex. Oh. Oh. Almost forgot. But I shall not forget. There we go. Okay, cool. Twitter, done. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, moving on recording time, because I have to do that after the fact, so I do postcom, and then it's kind of weird cutting that up. I'll take it. But yeah, it's a work in progress. As for today, I have to fry my brain slightly trying to figure out the heck 2xKO works. So that was a thing. I mean, I woke up and I've eaten foods. I mean, it could be worse. I have a Gatorade instead of sparkling water, which is probably necessary to rehydrate. Lime cucumber, if you're curious. I mean, I guess if we need to get really detailed, the dogs got fed. Nothing exciting, basically. Just kind of business as usual, minus the new part that is 2xKO. What about you? How goes your days? So kind of have an idea about how Altos has gone. Just remember, it can always suck more. Always. And if you bring up it being bad and how it couldn't suck more, it will find a way to suck more. Post haste. Go to Costco, then go golf. You know, the average Friday afternoon. Pick up some groceries or something. Get just about anything from Costco, let's be honest. So, whatever you're getting from Costco. And I mean, okay, I don't know what the weather is like where you are, but it is cooler. So I don't have to run the fan anymore, which is nice. Cleans up the audio, which is much appreciated. That is to say, probably good golfing. Golfing weather. Okay. 69 degrees. Nice. Ideal. Actually not bad temperature-wise either, but you know, aesthetically, even better. What is it? No, Kirkland, Washington. Okay, brain. Yeah. Although 69 420 also kind of a base temperature. You can't survive it, but you know, it's based. I guess the surviving part's kind of important though, isn't it? It's kind of a big issue, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll stick to 69 then. Be good. Oh. Well, hopefully it doesn't rain. There's been golfing in many, I say many, no, it was SoCal. So there's one weather type. It's sunny or cloudy, I guess, if you want to be super technical, but liquefied, no, you wouldn't have any liquid anywhere at that temperature. So, you know. Even if it were negative 69 420, you would be frozen solid instantly. So, still no liquid. Hence frozen solid, but like, that's not the point. Random question. You ever hit an animal with a golf ball? Like, obviously on accident. Like, you drive the ball. The animal happens to decide that's a good place to lay down. You haven't. I guess however you look at it, my mother's either blessed or cursed, because she's done it twice. Granted, the rabbit lived. The duck, not so much. Yeah. Ducks. Oh no, it didn't explode though. That might have been better for it if it had exploded. No, it just got its neck broken and then decided to skedaddle into the water where it swam in circles for a little bit with its head underneath the surface, which didn't end well for it, obviously. The funny thing was okay, so it was like her work did like a tournament every once in a while. So all of the people she worked with were also there, which means everyone after that, she got a trophy of a duck with a golf ball taped to its neck, which was just peak bit. She's also managed to hit a golf ball backwards somehow. Still not sure how that one happened. Although I can see where my sister gets her lack of coordination. Of course, her grinding achievement so far is hitting herself in the face with a tennis racket. So not quite to the same level, but Is she at golf? Been a while, but you know. Oh, she got the trophy because they're basically rage baiting her with like reminding her about the duck every time. Yeah. It wasn't like a hey you did good trophy, it's a hey wow that's this conveniently shaped trophy with a golf ball taped to its neck for no particular reason whatsoever. Good job. Oh, sports. So fun, yet so... well... sometimes things... yeah. You know, all that to say, it's been a while since I went golfing. I think we've gone since we moved. I don't know if there's a... I'd imagine there's a course nearby somewhere. But that would also require leaving the house, which just doesn't sound worth it, let's be honest, okay? See, if I was gonna go anywhere, it would be to go skating. Golf can be fun. I prefer more active sports, generally speaking. Like hockey. Or, I guess, soccer if I have to make do. Because, you know, it's just a little bit cheaper to play soccer than hockey. Couldn't imagine why. I'm sure it has nothing to do with maintaining a solid, coherent surface of ice that doesn't break ankles. Which is a little more difficult than you think it would be, but, you know. But yes. Football. Well, they're not done that in a while either. It's also money. But less money, but still money. Especially if you only get to one which is like a semi... what's the word? Managed? Run? League? I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, hockey is way more expensive than I think every other sport. Unless you're getting to like, you know, Formula 1 racing. That's obviously got more of a buy-in price. But yeah. I haven't checked in a while, but I made him for just like a decent stick. It's like 60, 70 bucks. Chest protector's probably like 30 to 40. Shin guards, I won't say shin, but it's like, you know, your entire lower leg. Because, fun fact, getting hit with a small piece of frozen, important here, frozen rubber really doesn't feel great without gear. Not a good time. And then of course the helmet, which you obviously want. Just, I think for skater gear, probably the most no, the skates. Skates might be more expensive than the helmet. The good news is, as long as you're not a child and growing, the skates last a long time, so does the helmet. So, you know. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that. I mean, I started skating when I was 3, and I played all the way up to, like, high school, so... just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm sure growing up in San Jose had something to do with that as well. Yeah. To be fair, I did a lot of sports growing up. Hockey Stream 1. Yeah, probably not. Didn't get to do any sports growing up. Well, that sucks. Lazy. Oh, so by choice. Okay. I see how it is. And then you chose golf. This checked out. It is probably one of the least, no, just maybe the least intensive. I mean, hey, at least you should commit to it. You just own it. Respect. Personally, I like running around. For the purpose. I don't like running for running's sake. That's just boring, which is probably the ADHD. But you know, it's neither here nor there. How would I even... Okay, see, this is your fault. Now my brain is like caught on the specifics? Logistics, that's the word. Logistics of doing like an actual... Probably not hockey stream. Again, by virtue of them needing to own and maintain an ice surface, it tends to be more expensive than say like $25 or whatever for a soccer league. But maybe skating, I don't know. I don't know how that would work though. I don't even have my GoPro anymore. Linking long distance running. How the hell does that work out? Huh. Went over me head. Yeah, I'd imagine that sounds like a very complicated subject. Does make me wonder, like, how long distance is long distance though? Because you don't usually hear about soccer players or whatnot getting cancer. So maybe it's just prolonged continuous running? I don't know, depends on what the cause is. Specifically colon cancer. Okay, sure. Fair enough. I'm not a medical professional. I haven't studied this for a living, so... Who knows? Yeah. So probably something to do with like the monotony. Well, not my problem. Not something that I've ever done. Not something that I intend to ever do. I'll leave that to other people on my shoulder. Okay. I got plenty of other stuff to worry about. Like my hair. Like pulling out my hair accidentally. That's something that's rather immediately poignant. Okay. It's... You... Oh, okay. Base. Slight problem with that narrative, right? There's... Okay, this is gonna require me finding this, this, this. Yeah, okay, that'll be fine. And that. Okay, so hear me out. Bursts of sprinting. We're still barely moving. and that's why I don't run Ipsos. There's a bit of middle ground here between long distance running and not long distance running that is healthy for you. Not to burst your bubble, but just can't help but point out the moderate intricacies of rather than that's not how it works, Base. That's not how it works. Also, now you get to see. Yeah, these are the bane of my existence. They just keep spinning, and then stopping, and then stopping, and then flashing, and then resetting, and then spinning, and then flashing, and then stopping and resetting. And I can't. It's right there, and I keep looking at it. It's very distracting. Yes, I do have ADHD. How did you know? Anyway, I'm sure you can find a healthy middle ground there. I literally just said I don't have a medical degree. However, there was an asterisk. Also, hi Jay. And no, I will continue being distracted. Basically forever. Probably, well... Okay, maybe not forever, but, you know... semi-regularly, I guess. I will say semi-regularly. Why is that semi-regularly better? Okay, we're getting there. Talking. Yeah. Anyway, on to other topics. How goes life, Jay? Hiccups gone? Haven't bothered you again? I still say 30 minutes straight is pretty impressive. Oh, that's good. I was gonna say, like, just, well, have you tried not breathing? Except I feel like in text, that kind of comes across with the wrong connotation. Because it's text. A little hard to be sarcastic or snarky. Peanut butter? How does that work exactly? I don't think I've ever heard of peanut butter as a solution to hiccups. There's a more technical word, but I can't remember it, so, you know. Yay. I had a coworker tell you it worked. So did it take 30 minutes for it to work? Or did we just, like, try and tough it out and then resort to peanut butter? Pretty much instant. I'm sure it makes sense somehow, but I don't know. Let's open Opera, which feels the need to have its own very loud startup sound, because, you know, why not? Cool, didn't know you had an update offer, Jax. Sure, I guess we'll go peanut butter here. Okay. That's easy. Actually, I'll just chill here. Why not? Sure. Peanut butter make your hiccups by stimulating the vagus nerve and requiring forceful swallowing, which can interrupt the spasm of the diaphragm and stop the hic sound. Are you eating a spoonful of sugar? Me when diabetes, I guess. Sucking on a lemon or drinking a glass of water. Eating peanut butter for hiccups carries a risk of choking. It should be avoided if you have trouble swallowing. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Okay. How did it not occur to you that you could choke on peanut butter? It is known for being quite viscous. It's never... Many things don't happen until they happen the first time. I mean, it's kind of like, to, you know, attach this to some other random topic. If you're fighting someone, you have to block every attack of theirs to avoid getting hit, but they only have to land one. It's kind of the same premise. You only need to choke on it once to choke on it. You'd have to avoid it every other time to not eat it. It's... Just saying. But you know, I usually go with the water approach if I do anything besides just holding my breath. Or, you know, slowly willing them away or something. I don't know. I haven't thought about it in a while. Have you considered that maybe you're just drinking water wrong? Just saying. Could be. Could be. I don't know what that would mean, but you could be. To the... That wouldn't even work. You'd have to ship it to an address you don't even know. Also, what happened to going to Costco? Disorono. What the heck is Disorono? I think I'm reading that correctly. Disorono? I don't know. Whatever the heck that is. Also, I hate that my brain read that with an accent. They have liquor at Costco. Yeah, but it's not a liquor store. It's Costco. I mean, yeah, they have. It's Costco base. Of course, they have everything. That's like their. It's the entire premise of the store. Italian liquor mix that with Coke and... It's an Italian liquor mix that with Coke and boom, you got 10 drinks in... Jay, what does that even mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Did everyone just collectively forget how to English properly? Like, is this... Am I suffering a stroke? Is it a me problem? I need an unbiased third party. And to remember to to set up Tangia / sound alerts. Should I just do sound alerts instead of... I don't know which one's better, because like I could do both. It seems like a lot. Probably just do sound alerts. Bad. Bad. No. 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 It's arguably worse than texting and driving, so no. Bad. I will type you out. Don't think that I won't. Weeb can attest to that. I do it out of love. It's not at all an outlet for my moderately sadistic nature. No. It's because I care. And that. I mean, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. It could be both. Anyway, so your taste with Coke enhances the Coke flavor. Okay, gotcha. So good you can't taste it. Yeah, it doesn't seem problematic at all. Nope, not even slightly. You did. Base. Put that in the phone. Stop typing. Okay. Yeah. Still illegal, by the way. Just saying. Don't think I won't. I'll do it. Pretty sure default's 10 minutes. Wait, how does that work? Yeah, that is it. Oh, wait, how long is that? I mean, it's 60 times 5, right? $300. Oh, okay. Good to know. Boop. Okay, so he'll be back later. Probably, maybe. We'll see. Anyway. This is the part where I talk about the magic systems. I mean, or Umamusume. I'm down for either. Because I've thought a lot about both. Granted, more about magic probably because that's been like years. I also blame Joker because D&D. Yeah, what's such a magic? Okay. Oh, I was supposed to look up the name of the stuff. Whatever. Okay. So, slight backstory, I guess. I tend to read a lot of fanfiction because otherwise it would cost way too much to get enough reading material. Not so what's the average novel is like what, 45,000 words? Probably get through that in like 6 hours? Maybe a little longer. So $7 a day in books is kind of a lot. Especially when you don't have much of an income, any. But no, it's neither here nor there. Fanfiction, however, is free. Slightly different in let's just say that the quality of writing differs. Some of it's really good though, because, you know, it's just people who are able to get published or whatever, just had an idea, or they just like fan fiction. Which works better for some genres than others. Well, series, I guess. But yeah. Point is, I was reading one the other day, and you know, most of the time with magic systems or whatnot, it's like, okay, if you get, like in D&D, for example, unless you get like really into the lore books, if a potion costs more, it's stronger, but like it doesn't get into the other potential things that could happen with it being stronger. Like, if it's meant for people who are more used to, shall we say, having magic in their system or whatnot, basically, what would that equate to, IRL? Being more resistant? Maybe? Not necessarily resistant. Higher tolerance for? I guess ironically like alcohol. Then they could probably take higher concentrations of, say, a healing potion than someone who wasn't as used to it or adapted to it. That's not something that a lot of stories or whatnot touch on, because most stories involving magic tend to be for kids. This is D&D, in which case it's still kind of, but also not, and it's neither here nor there. For whatever reason that it's like not cool, at least until recently maybe, to like, what's the word? Read stuff about magic? I don't know. Fantasy is always kind of seen as like the kiddie genre. Which very much not how things work, but I mean, hey, sure, why not? Let's generalize more. That's never backfired. Anyway. There's just a really cool little detail, like, okay, you open up a really potent healing potion, and, well, I mean, it's technically just like rejuvenation magic, depending on which universe you're in. So it would do stuff like make plants start growing suddenly. And you'd have to dilute it to give it to someone who's less attuned to the said levels of magic. I just found it interesting. It was probably the autism, but you know, still true. Kind of wish that more writers did that, also for like shows and stuff, because like they just usually tend to gloss over it instead of coming up with rules for why stuff works. When you think about it, all of the, okay, most of the stories that you hear about all the time and know about, like Lord of the Rings or The Witcher, have, or even Star Wars, have pretty deep, in some cases, others it's like, oh, it works. How? It just works. Why? Because we don't feel like doing the really complex math to explain why it works the way that it does. But for some simpler stuff like, I don't know, healing potions, it'd be kind of cool if they included that. Especially because like with the visual medium, it's a bit easier to do. Okay, like old Star Wars Galaxies, right? The old one, where they had multiple books that talk about a lot of different parts of the universe, from like shipbuilding to weapons. I think there was one on the different planets. There was a lot of cool stuff. And then Disney bought it and they decided to change everything and not Anyway. The best movie is subjective. Heavily subjective. But, yeah, Star Wars. I don't like thinking about the sequel trilogy. It's a very large series of what could have beens. And also why you don't listen to, at least entirely, to your fans. The what now? What did you just type? Yeah, people riding on space horses in space, and also a bunch of ships rising up out of the ground. Don't question that one. It's fine. There's no issue here. Hi, Alto. Welcome to what I'm starting to think is Base's favorite bit. I'm assuming that you're no longer driving. I'll do it again. I will. Goes tick, tick, tick to extend part of the blade. So, a space switchblade. Okay, cool. 70 sheets for one apartment out of 4. Oh. Have fun with that. Switchblade would make sense. The handguard is the handle, technically. Okay, now you're making me doubt my sword facts. Sword. The grip. The grip. It's called the grip. Okay, there we go. Finger guard? That's just the guard. Oh, the guard extends. Okay, no, I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that. If you're a sufficiently advanced space faring, the whatever the hell you want to call Star Wars, then technically that makes it easier to stow. Not by a lot, but you know, it does something. So, you just want to be home. Can't relate, really. I'm already home, but you know, it's neither here nor there. But you know, that doesn't explain the rest of the movie and the shenanigans that they... the BS that they pull. I'm still never gonna watch it. No. No. Maybe it's like a punishment at some point in the far future. But that's about it. That's the only way I see that happening. Otherwise, why would I ever subject myself to that horrific experience? Just be home. See? There you go. It's true. Yeah, with a little timestamp showing it. See, now Gigabrain would be recording it. But you're recording you watching it without watching it because you can't show it because you'll get copyright struck on YouTube, but you still have the little timestamp at the bottom that shows it. This is a horrible idea, by the way. Do it not sober. I don't drink, so that's not possible. I'm aware that could technically apply to other stuff, but also, you know, asthma, so, no. But yeah, no, it would be as a punishment. That's about the only reason. For what? I don't know. I don't know. Love cringe and laugh. No, I very much do not enjoy cringe. That is my least favorite part of movies, is where someone's doing an obviously stupid thing and you're like, why are you doing that? No, stop. Why? No, that's when I start doing my best ostrich impression. Because I really, really don't want to watch. What do I... What part of I don't drink? I don't know. The extent of my alcohol knowledge is tequila, bourbon, and vodka. I guess a whiskey. I've tasted none of them, but you know, I know they exist. All of this. Okay, see, there's a difference between like cringe and camp. Camp done well is funny. That is Palpatine in episodes like 1 through 3, I think. Like, he's ridiculous and over the top. But he does it well. Camp is kind of like one of the most difficult types of humor to pull off, though, because it is a somewhat nebulous line. Also, if you don't drink, then why are you asking? Okay. That's like, I care about Star Wars sequels, but they're presented as meaning so much more. Yeah. They took themselves very seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Spaceballs, on the other hand. I haven't seen that in forever. I barely remember it. Good movie though. Funny. Cringe, sure, but funny. Oh well. What even happened to that? There's supposed to be a Star Wars RPG that was coming out. I assume since it's also through EA, it probably got cancelled. Why did we put and that's hilarious again? It was bad versus evil and space lasers. Gender equality, family, taxing the 1%, discussing equality of minority. Inequality. Minorities and everything surrounding it. Tried to be that, you know. Like, usually you kind of have to pick one if you're going to pick a topic for a movie like that. They kind of try to do everything all at the same time. Yeah, it doesn't work. Especially if you're very obviously trying to push your own narrative instead of like actually commenting on it. And the reality of it, yeah, doesn't work so well. People don't like being treated like they're stupid. Who knew? Weird. Okay. You're talking to Alto. I thought that I missed another response. Yeah, I know. It was like everyone's main gripe with the Solo movie now. They just couldn't pick one. They had to have all of them. Which meant that there was really no place for actual movie. You know, the thing you went to go see. I don't know. I don't know. Trying to figure that out is like trying to figure out why Valorant is so bad and yet League still exists as somewhat relevant. More relevant. Played. It gets played. Valorant really doesn't anymore. It really doesn't get played anymore. Which sucks, because the game itself is fine, but just... Actually, Kia raised a good point. COVID. And people who didn't get to go socialize. When they really needed socialization. Now they're grown up, kind of. And it's a problem. For, you know, people without brain cells, and also not good parents. Minority Poe. Main character who came from nothing. Can be a Jedi, the most powerful thing in the universe. Somewhat. Taking on pure evil, except Poe doesn't matter, and Reyes comes from a lineage of power, and no one can. Yeah. Like. That entire trilogy, its problems can be pointed at. They had an idea that they didn't execute well on, and then instead of improving upon the execution, they listened to everyone who said, that was stupid, I didn't like it, and they completely changed it, and then did that poorly too. So then they just did 3 different types of things poorly, instead of any one of them better and like building on it. Those things don't start great, let's just put it that way. You build up to it. Usually you'd want to like build up to it by like doing other movies first instead of the main trilogy, but that's not the point. Violator the Black Jedi. This time he's the main character. Wait, no he isn't. Either of those things. Yeah. Yeah, they marketed the hell out of it. They paid... What did they pay? Like 2 billion? 4 billion or whatever for the franchise rights? And like... Yeah, we're only gonna do one movie. Sure, just one movie. It'll be fine. No, we're just gonna do one, obviously. I mean, it might also be a rehash of episode 4, which was already done, but just, you know, different. And, you know, they can't not have the older characters in, even though someone in particular, Harrison Ford, really didn't want to play his character again. But, you know. Disney. Yeah. As to who needs socializing, well, much like puppies, because come to find out there's not a lot of difference between human children and puppies. Kids need socialization. So, you know, they learn stuff like how to behave like a rational, well-adjusted human being and not tilt immediately the second something doesn't go their way. As a random, just a side example for no particular reason that I didn't pull from anywhere, I have no experience with. Anyway. Yeah, he's been wanting to die since episode 5. Yeah. He was very much not enthused to be back there. The stupid thing though was with 8. Like 8 could have been a good movie. Like, yes, there were problems, but it started well. And then Leia died, except she didn't die, and then everything just kind of went downhill from there. Oh, they could have just committed. Oh, and also ignoring the whole Luke stuff, because, like, what? Oh, the lightsaber of my father that somehow I lost or something, or presumably threw away another time. Just throw it away again. Because, it's not important at all. That's not a huge piece of the series history. No, 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 no. Fun note. Having money does not mean you do things well. It just means you have money. I hate bad writing. I despise bad writing. It hurts me, physically. Although if you want an example of good writing, I think it's Wolf Creek. It's a really old movie. That, it was a criminal science class. I think I took that when I was in high school. It was like an extracurricular thing. I don't remember. Very interesting. Taught by an actual taught by a detective. So he actually knew what he was talking about. He did warn us it would probably run movies for the rest of our lives because you notice everything that doesn't make sense, like when someone gets shot by a 9mm and goes flying 20 feet backwards. And you're just like, oh. But okay. Wolf Creek is kind of the exact opposite of that. Because if I remember correctly, Wolf Creek is a movie about a serial killer who I think was in Australia, like the middle of the outback somewhere or something like that. And yeah, everything that entails. True story. Kind of, mostly. But like there are parts where it's like, for instance, without spoiling too much, she rams into the guy with a car and like pins him to a wall. And then instead of, doing it again, first off, because that would be sensible, she gets out, runs past a wall to like help the other person up, and they run away. But if you pay attention, you notice that that wall is covered with all sorts of weapons, ranging from like different types of guns to like axes and hatchets, which would have been really useful in that situation, But that's like, it's kind of the thing. People tend to get tunnel vision in that sort of situation, and so they don't notice stuff like that. Very detailed film. It's the little things, Unlike Tarantino films, which have some little things, but tend to be more, spectacly. Still like Kill Bill. That was a good movie. Also Django Unchained. Django Unchained was hilarious. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's still just a massive dick, but, makes good movies, so. What are you gonna do? Well, Tarantino, yeah. I don't think I've seen any other ones from him, though. Well, no. Miraculous 7 or whatever it was. Something. Fantastic. I don't remember. It's like the 8 people in the Wild West or whatever, and they like defend the town or something. I don't remember. It was okay. But yeah, no, he's kind of a shitty person, but very good at his job. Okay, don't make it my problem then, I guess, yeah. I'm not gonna police your life. I can't. It's your life. You might be very lonely, but that's, if you're happy with that, go for it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, no. People like that tend to be talented, and they tend to be like that because they're talented. There is a correlation. That's why spoiled kids tend to be like so annoying, because they get spoiled. Or they're like geniuses, and so like everything's easy to them and they don't get why everyone else has problems with stuff that they don't struggle with, and so they came off as kind of dickish. Or autistic, but I guess it's like, no. Sort of the same thing. The point is they don't get it. Some of them are trying to be douchebags, like, to the extreme, though. They know they are and they don't care. They just see themselves as above everyone else. But not everyone. Especially if they're younger. They just don't have... what's the word? Perspective. Perspective. Finally back home. Congratulations. Everyone, could we get a round of applause for Alto finally making it back home? It's been a long day. I regret to inform you that I am nowhere near ready to fight anyone at UXK, which is the only place that'd be happening, because otherwise it wouldn't be fair, Smile. For you. Make everything sound sarcastic and spiteful? I resent spiteful. I accept sarcastic. No, I do that. Thank you for noticing. I like to think that I do good work. Also, if I just mention Umamusume, does that count as talking about Umamusume? Because then it's not clickbait, you know? Look, ADHD, you know what you're signing on for. I have ADHD, and probably autism. We're lucky that we're even moderately on topic. And before you say anything, technically, Star Wars counts as a magic system because the Force exists. So there, cry about it. We have topics. It's literally in the title, but you know, reading can be difficult. So, yes. There was a very vague outline. The original outline was maybe War Thunder, except I decided, no, I don't feel like playing anything. There was a stream? Oh god, oh, actually no, we're just voices in Alto's head. Hey, Imaginary Base, you should probably get that looked at for him, like, send him up to some facility or something, I don't know. It's for his own good. Is wherever the cringe people with cringe names go, I guess. That's what they all say. No. I improved the name that was literally Gunnar Yusi to something that actually sounds half decent instead of just being cringe. Okay. I did not co-sign it. It's like if you were a teacher and you saw someone like putting together a plan for the class and it was horribly done, right? But you like salvaged it and it's like, here, this for the good of the children, really. It's like that, you know. I did it out of pity, out of desire for, you know, acclaim. My name's not in the credits. That was not part of any deal, because no deal was made. Yeah. What if I was just really small? Huh? Sorry, I can't hear you over there. I mean, you just speak up. Just a little bit. Hi. Could be over here. That doesn't quite work. Oh, it's cozy down here, actually. Kind of like it. What? But you just spooked? You spooked by that? Oh. 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 Oh, shoes. Oh. It's gone. I'm not super fond of the outfit, but it's what I had to work with, so you know. Fox girls make do, or something. Oh, I screwed and I panic. That's a range of topics. A Costco food court is the greatest thing ever created. I can still kind of taste the pizza, so I'm willing to cede that point. You know, it's like when you finally see your online friend in person and freak out. At least she said friend. How small can I go here? Hi. The answer is very small. Why do I have like... Well, you see, they come in real handy when you want to move places. You used to just your upper... Wow. Okay. Alt is only after you for your upper body. I don't know why I'm moving around like you can see anything that I'm doing. I could literally make whatever face that I want. You can't tell. I'm a speck. Could I like... How quickly could I zoom back in? That's not. Can losing to my... I mean, yes, but it was fun. So, you know. Anymore. Some would argue it was never funny, but you know. I guess it depends on your type of humor, realistically speaking. Oh, oh wait. Ah, that is your job, isn't it? Yeah. I was there for like a whole 5 seconds. All I'm saying. It's kind of obvious. Yeah. Are we aiming to get banned? It'd be fun. Be a fun bit. I don't know how long it'll last. Don't tempt me with a good time. Can I go larger? No. This is as large as I can go. Hmm. Hey. You won't. In conflict large amount of TNT, like in that one movie, Moonlight with your wife you haven't seen in years, put in circle. What are you quoting? Or referencing? Or whatever it is. Being... Oh, right. I forgot he put on glasses. I remember this scene leading up to that, but then I just, for some reason, didn't remember that scene. Dang it. Hey, could you tell they're related? Could you tell they're related? Basically the exact same response. Yeah. That's neither here nor there, Base. True, but that's neither here nor there. You know, I've been wondering how Ivern Top works. You know, specifically when some random friend plays ATC. It's probably good, right? It's probably good. Should be fine. How bad could it be, really? Arthur speaks only truths. I'm not entertaining this. Mm-mm. No, I'm bad. Not getting Costco calzone. Is that Costco calzone? Speaks only. I mean, they do have different menus depending on where in the world you are, so, you know. Anything's possible. Wouldn't be the weirdest thing to have at Costco. Even if I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel, he usually goes to like random places in the world and checks out the Costco's for their... Oh well, not important. Mm-hmm. Eternally Evie. I believe my brain. It's very much like, no, you will not feel tired until like 2 o'clock, and then you feel exhausted, but then you will still have to get up at the same time. But then you still won't go to sleep earlier to like finally get on a good schedule. So, you know. It's been a good time. You're just making this worse. You're not helping. I don't want to. Well, no, that's not true. I do want to make coffee. Anyone else tend to make like one really large carafe of coffee and then just kind of drink it over like the next couple of days? See, this is the problem. I don't have anything to get up to do except feed the dogs. What do you mean that sounds insane? It's just efficient. No. I could accept a no, we don't do that, but no. No, insane? No. Opinion validated. No, you lost your opinion rights. It's too late. No, it's not. That's literally nowhere close. No, it's not. It's like making a pot of soup and you make a large one and then you just have a bit of it over the next few days. That's about the same. Not brushing your teeth for 3 days and then doing it once really long is not, because that builds up plaque and food. Also, you should floss. Just saying. Anyway. Did you let us in? And? You have a point? It still has caffeine. Still tastes the same. Point is, you're insane. That's neither here nor there, actually. Thank you very much. But noted. Overruled, but noted. It does taste the same. It's not like we get premium coffee in the first place, Alto. It's about the same. Now he's getting violent. See, this is what happens. You argue with people, you provide a point they can't argue against. They just resort to violence. It's an unfortunate reality of the human condition. That's not what I was looking for, but whatever. Okay, see, no. Windows Shift S doesn't make sense because I have to hit 3 buttons when I could just hit print scan and then change the setting there, which takes about the same amount of time. Well, actually, it takes less time. Because then I just go to the mouse and it's faster than hitting those buttons and then doing that. Especially if I have to Alt-Tab first in the first place. Easily accessible from one hand. No. There's contortion involved. Unless you have like little baby fingers, I guess, maybe. But, you know. If you don't. Doing rocket science one-handed and brushing your hair with... What is that a euphemism? Because like otherwise I don't think that really works. I mean, hey, sometimes like screaming into a pillow something is good for like relieving frustrations. I mean, I guess fair. I don't know why you'd be frustrated, but you know, go for it, I guess. It's hard no. I see. You have a lot of experience with that then, I take it? Which implies that there's no other experience going on there. But you know, it's neither here nor there. Should we find this horse game talk? I mean, you weren't promised anything, and I did say that technically mentioning it covered that, but, you know, if you're missing your Agnes Tachyon time, then I guess you can move on to that subject. Also drive safe. Yeah. I'm watching. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So thankfully, moving on. Because Project L implies Project Lost, but anyway. Good news, they are finally alleviating the fact that... Okay, so, long story short, the game's been out for like 4 years in Japan, so it's been on an accelerated schedule for global release, which means there's more banners more often, but you weren't getting more rewards to like actually be able to do anything with those in any sort of timely manner that doesn't skip 90% of them if you're free to play. So supposedly they're doing something about that, but we'll see how that goes. Because you will need 30,000 of the... What is it called? Currency. There we go. The currency. To guarantee that you've got new ones coming out every 2 weeks. You were in like... Maybe, could you even earn 1,000 a week? Maybe like 500 a week. It's not great. It's not great. Unless you know life it, then maybe you could get more, but you know. So hopefully that alleviates it being a horrible free-to-play experience. Although you still only get 3 careers a day, which is really dumb. I don't know why you don't get more. Like why do they do this? Just let the player play the game. They're more likely to give you money if they're enjoying their time anyway. So why not let them play more? Please pay more. Me when I have money? Me when I make money at a job? Show off? Anyway. So funny. Like really, so funny. So anyway. It would be nice though if they did something about that, because I would like to play more than just the... By the way, I'm looking forward to Asian Flash. No, I should have enough for, which will be nice. Because I don't really, I mean, like I like Spei-chan. Tachyon is... Okay. Tachyon's Tachyon. Tachyon is the lot. She also kind of annoys me, but I also kind of like her. I don't know. It's a weird It's a weird experience. And then probably Manhattan Cafe or Satono Diamond. Who would be like 4 or 5 months out, but might be like a month and a half? 2 months? I don't know. And yes, Satono Diamond is in fact Mume Horse. It's not even slightly. What is the word? Let's just say there's no attempt to hide it. She is Mume Horse. She just is. I just happen to like her from the anime. But, you know. Actually, most of my favorite horses, the ones which are kind of like about not giving up. This checks out. You know what? Whatever. I'm here for it. Just like me for. What is that supposed to mean? What part are we refer? Oh, Tachyon. No, you're too much of a pushover in some cases. You're too nice. She's kind of unapologetically like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And you're just gonna go along with it. But, you know. I have yet to do a Super Creek run, mainly because like I just don't. Not that I'm like. What is the word? There's a term for it. I tend to not do what's like the most popular, admittedly. It's kind of boring. Not that I've ever gone out of my way to be different. Smile. But I do tend to like things more if they're not like the same league, like the Broken Champion. I don't tend to play those. So Akali Yone. Yeah. Guku Baby. What does that even mean, base? Guku babies are not for the faint of heart. I don't know what that means. That could mean anything. Not anything, but you know what I mean. Oh. Some just don't get it. I'm gonna bite you. Maliciously. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. You can weep, I swear. I guess it leaves ignoring on the board. It's like the only way to win against that. You just ignore him. It's kind of like mutually assured destruction more than anything, I guess. This is what it is. I stand by it. Will bite. Aggressively. There's no fun there. Just saying. Anyway, it's now 4:53, which means I need to go feed the dogs. It's supposed to be a short stream today anyway, so Who knows? Maybe I'll get like a surprise Umamusume stream or something next week. Before Friday. These things could happen. It could be a treat for finally finishing the video. Smile. It's an awful lot of silence for... Your lack of faith disturbs me. Probably not. Because I only get 3 per day. Yeah. Thanks, Games. But, I don't know. I do need to start training up some specific Umas for the next... What champions meeting is it called, I think? I don't remember. So it'd probably be that. I think I've gotten... Yeah, until I get Asian Flash, I think I have everyone that I really want to use, so I've seen their stories. So it's kind of just trying to get good stats now. I've done Special Week. I did Tachyon. I did Winning Ticket, who I actually like, but she is, let me saw last. She's kind of a lot. She's very open and free with her emotions and feelings. Can't really relate, but you know, good for her. Alas. To go to this one, right? Yeah. Ooh, it's the void. Very slowly disappear. Slowly. Eventually. Was there anything I needed to say? I don't remember. Video when it's done. I haven't decided on shorts for the second channel. Like, no. No, babe, still no. Especially not in that context. Because I still don't know what that means. So, you know, actually, I think we're good. I'm just gonna disappear off into the ether. Because I need to do something while I wait for it to, like, clear the cache. So that I can, you know, actually have the stream stop when I hit stop stream. Took another 10 seconds, I'll probably cut it. As always, stay awesome. I'll see you guys next time. Later.